We are recording. All right. I want to discuss the identity that we have underneath achievement. I want to discuss that. I talked about this in a previous video, more so concerning manifestation, but really want to get to the identity part more. You are the identifier. It starts with you identifying what identity you are operating out of. Not just the achievement, not just the breakthrough, not just the manifestation. What is the identity? Is this an identity that you chose for yourself, meaning that you have been intentional with the activities that you're doing, the habits that you are allowing yourself to participate in, the stories that we're telling ourselves? What are these things that is controlling your narrative? That is the thing that needs to be viewed, that needs to be reflected on. Where is this coming from? These habits, these patterns. That is the key to making certain that the goal or the achievement that you're going for or have already accomplished, that you are becoming someone who can sustain it, who can maintain it. Sometimes we don't look at that and we wonder why we are not fulfilled. We wonder why we're not able to maintain it, sustain it, why we're not able to hold it, even though we've received it. We question ourselves. Did the achievement fail? Did the manifestation fail? We need to go and examine, why did we go after this goal, dream, manifestation, achievement? What environments encouraged this particular desire? When we look at these things, we will have a better answer for the reasoning behind the unfulfillment, the reasoning behind even going back to the old ways that we thought we either outgrew, we thought that we were no longer connected to. There's conditionings that we have been either allowing to take place or unconsciously allowing to happen, because we have not taken the time to examine where our habits are coming from and to actually question, as I said before, why am I going after this desire? We're so used to just moving that we don't sit back and take inventory of the moves that we are making and reflect on past experiences and seeing if they're recognizable patterns. I bring this up because I've done that before. After I achieved my goal of getting into UCLA, attending UCLA, graduating UCLA, and getting the degree, I took a step back. I did not go after another achievement. I did not try to do anything else. I was in recovery mode after that. If you looked at my previous video, if you have, thank you. If you haven't, go watch it when you have the time. I talk about how when I was going for this achievement at UCLA, that I had imagined being on the campus. I had imagined walking the stage. I had imagined getting the diploma. Do you know that those were the things that I did, right? I did those things. I did not imagine having emotional support while at this school. I did not imagine making friends. I did not imagine making lifetime relationships. Do you know that those things did not happen? When we do not take the time to actually figure out why we are doing the things that we're doing, and that it should be outside of the external, the recognition that that I did it, I made it happen, it got done, and really go inside in the internal workings. Do I really want this for myself? And if I do, what is the purpose? What is the grandeur things internally am I receiving from doing this thing, going after this goal, going after this achievement, wanting this manifestation? What is it that I genuinely want to have? And for me, it was recognition. Hey, I did this thing that I was told that I should do, as opposed to seeing exactly what it is that I genuinely wanted to do in life. I have been told that this is what you should be doing because this is what I did, and look how I turned out. And I kind of went off of that. I made, I say, a mistake by wanting what somebody else wanted or did based off of where they were. They didn't tell me everything else that they had to go through in order to be the person that they were. And I'm talking about the instructors that encouraged me to go to college, that encouraged me to get the degree, have the career, get the house, have the family, these things, the house and the family and things like that. That's not the problem. The career part, going to the school part, sometimes it can be like it could be a challenge depending on what those things are. What did I really want to do in my life? How do I know that at 18? How do I know that at 25 or 30? What was I seeing throughout my time of being an adolescent that made me want to do certain things differently than the people that I was around? Or did I want to do the same thing that they did? While I was in school, hearing the stories about how some of these instructors went off to college, and then we have to remember that they went off to college in the 80s and 90s and 70s and 60s during the times that college was inexpensive. Over time, college got more expensive. Over time, jobs with benefits had that exactly, and it felt like security. And over time, back in those days, jobs had benefits in those days of the 90s and 80s and 70s and 60s and so forth. Beyond that, when people talk about back in my day, that's what they're referring to. They did not have the foresight. They did not see that things were going to shift and change. And if they did not bring that up at least in conversations that I had, which were a few of them, they assumed that by the way that they talked, that we should do what they did, even though college became more expensive. Students were taking out more student loans that are just beyond the mind of the digits collectively of debt that had not been talked about. Nobody talked to me about debt. Nobody talked to me about having to take out student loans. And when I signed that promissory note, I'm thinking that I'm going to get a job in 6 months to be able to start paying this off. And come to find out that not the type of job that I was going to have to get that was going to pay $400 and something a month to help me to pay that student loan off for however long, even with there being student loan debt programs and so forth and so on, is still paying off the interest and things like that. So these things were not talked about. It was the dream that was sold that many of us students decided to go on ahead and live. And sometimes we really do have to listen to, I don't want to say our hearts, but sometimes like I said before, take inventory. Is this something I genuinely want to do? Not because my parents told me I have to do it, not because my teachers told me I had to do it. What is it that I genuinely want to do? And I'm right now speaking about college because that was the major thing that I had achieved. And it took me 7 years in 5 different schools to finally get my bachelor's degree. I know that's a lot of years and that's a lot of schools. And what was I figuring out? And it just got to a point that I really wanted to achieve this thing so that at a certain point I can say that I did it and leave me alone. I got the degree. Get out my face. It got to that point. And it took me a year and a half after getting the diploma to share that I did not like school growing up, and that finally me having the degree, leave me alone. I got this degree. Don't tell me nothing else on what to do with my life. I'm taking over from this point on. That was during the time that I took a step back and did not have another goal to go after and recovered my mental and emotional wellness, because I did not have that as I was going through UCLA. I was cracking, I was breaking down. I did not prepare myself for going to college. Even as a transfer student, I did not prepare myself by that time. With my story, I care to share with people. And this does not have to be with just college. This could be with a career. This could be with a life path that sometimes, again, we got to question, did I choose this for myself, or did I borrow this from somebody else? Is this a survival identity? This is what I'm talking about. The identity under achievement, the identity underneath manifestation. Was it borrowed from society? Based off of the way that either you grew up, based off of the conversations that you've had, based off of maybe even the movies that you watched, the music that you listened to, was it something, this identity, was it a survival identity? Or was it an identity that you chose? Did you choose for yourself, hey, this is something I'm going to go after. These are the things that I have to do on a daily basis to make this happen. Did you take the time to do the necessary research for the achievement that you wanted to have, so that you can sustain it, not just receive it, not just get it, but sustain it? Because there's a difference between having, like, finally possessing the thing, but everything that we possess, it could easily go through our hands, because that's what manifestation is. It means to possess in hand. Have you taken the time to figure out how you can sustain the manifestation? Have you taken the time to figure out how can you hold it longer than just a few months or a few years? If that's the thing that you really, really, really wanted. Again, the career. Again, the life path that you initially just signed up for. Think about it. Think about that. This is very, very important for your life in any and everything that you do. Because you will be able to recognize for yourself, once you take a step back and examine, is this really what I want in life? Through the patterns that you continue to operate from, do I still want to make this? Do I still want to do this? Is this in alignment to what I want to do? Like, genuinely, does this align with the person that I am? Or does this align with the person that I care to become? Do I want to be that type of person to have that achievement? And sometimes people don't think about the person that they're becoming when it comes to the achievement, when it comes to the manifestation, when it comes to the outcome. Are you happy with that person? Are you going to be happy with that person? Because at the end of the day, nobody can live our lives for us. I'll say this last piece. It took me 4.5 years from the time that I got my diploma in my hand, close to 5 years, to the time that I went after and achieved another goal or another dream of mine. Because I wanted to make sure that the very next achievement that I had, that I was building the person that I needed to be in order to maintain that outcome. Take the time to do that for yourself. Take that time. It may not take 4.5 years. It may take 1, it may take 2, it may take 6 months, it may take a day or 2. It's really up to you. It's really up to the level of self work that you have done. Take inventory of your patterns. There's things that you got to recognize. There's things that you got to catch at some point. You got this. Remember, this is your life, not somebody else's. And some of us, we try to please people And most times they not going to be pleased. It's going to be something else that they're going to want from you. So you got to live your life for you. If you would like more of this, hit that subscribe button. If you found this helpful, please like it. Please comment. I really care to get this message out because of the importance of reflection, self-reflection, and making sure that there are more people out there that are doing the things that they truly do desire, and not something that they heard that they have to do. And that the habits and the patterns that they are emulating or taking after or doing or have been conditioned to act on is not in true alignment with the things that they genuinely desire to go after. My name is Alexandria, and have a great day.